This is Mama, and I've got something to say. Today is National Spouses Day. For me, that means an awful lot because today's January 26th, and my husband and my anniversary is on the 22nd. So this Thursday, January 28th, 2016, my husband and I are going to be celebrating 22 years of marriage. 22 years. In today's day and age, that's a pretty long time, considering that over 50% of marriages end in divorce nowadays. So I would like to take this moment to go ahead and say a few things about my husband and my marriage. Our marriage has its ups and downs. When we got married, we were best friends. We're still best friends. We've weathered financial problems, business separations, custody battles, and just overall ups and downs with our personalities. But my husband loves me, and he still sees me. I'm not perfect, and neither is my husband. But part of the reason that we are still together is because rather than throwing our marriage away at the first sign of trouble, we've taken a step back, and instead of fighting with each other, we fought for our marriage. Now, 22 years, I still don't have the perfect marriage, and I don't think I ever will. But I'm working on it. There's always room for improvement. A couple of my goals this year was to improve my relationship with my husband. And so some of the things that I wanted to do for that was to make sure that my husband and I went out and dated a couple of times a month. And that I made sure that I gave my husband, that I'm trying to make sure that I give my husband a hug every day, at least once. That may not seem like a lot, but I'm not a very demonstrative person. I don't really like touch, and hugs for me are a pretty big deal. So when I've made a goal to give my husband a hug, that is a pretty big deal. We're not the hand-holding, cute couple that my husband would like to see us be, but I'm working on it. And that's probably one of the reasons that my husband and I are together. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband is a really good provider. He makes enough money so that I can stay home and raise our children. That doesn't mean that he makes a ton of money, and it doesn't mean that we don't struggle. We make sacrifices so that I can be the stay-at-home mom that I want to be. My husband protects me. He does everything in his power to make sure that myself and my children are safe. He always, we don't let each other worry. If there's something going on, we try to make sure that we know what's going on. My husband has his group of guy friends, and he hangs out with them. And I have the things that I like to do. So we're not exactly at each other, hip all the time. We can take time out for ourselves. And I think that doing that helps us to strengthen our marriage. We have goals together, and one of our biggest goals is that we're raising our children together. We each have a role to play in the raising of our children. I do a lot of the nurturing and the education and the day-to-day taking care of my kids, but my husband does some important things too. Besides providing for them, he's kind of the one that plays with them, jokes around, shows them how to have fun. It's important that we each have our separate roles, because without those separate roles, not all of the kids' needs are met. So I really love my spouse. He's the best thing that could have ever happened to me. So for all of you out there who are married, take this time to find out, take a look at your relationship. What is it that you can do to have a stronger marriage and to make your marriage last? Are you best friends? Do you fight over things that really don't matter anymore? Do you tell your spouse every day that you love them? Do you go to bed angry with each other? ask yourself these questions and decide, well, what can I do to improve my marriage? What can I do to show appreciation to my spouse? I continue to do that on a regular basis, and I think that's one of the reasons that my husband and I are still married. 22 years and counting, going strong. It's one of the things that I hope my children admire about the fact that they've had a very strong example and very strong marriage that, that they were raised in, so that they were happy and healthy. And that's what it's all about, family. So on this today, National Spouses Day, go up to your spouse, give them a great big hug, great big kiss, tell them how much you love and appreciate them. They may wonder what's gotten into you, but it'll do wonders for your marriage. And that's what Mama has to say.